Hi everyone, it's Monica. So I don't typically do this, but I've had a few people ask me about my washi tape collection. I've created several videos that feature washi tape, and I always go on and on about how useful washi tape is. So I thought I would go ahead and do something a little different. Now, my goal is to at some point give you a tour of my craft room, but honestly, it's always a mess, and I know I need to just sit down and clean it up. But I have so much going on between creating digital images, between collecting some vintage ephemera, and then just overall creating. So it seems like my room is always a mess, but I'm hoping to get it kind of organized. But I wanted to at least share with you my washi tape collection, just because so many of you have asked about that. So let me go ahead and take you over to my collection and share with you my washi tape. Okay, so this is where I house my washi tape. And as you can see, this is just an old metal cabinet that I got in an antique shop. And funny story, this is actually where I met Tim Holtz for the first time when I purchased this. He was out shopping as well, and I ran into him, Mario, and Paula. And this is the result. And after the fact, I should have had him sign this, but I didn't think about it at the time. But this is how I store my washi tape. So these pull out, and my washi tape fits into these perfectly. So let me see if I can just share this with you. Yeah, I have a little bit of a collection of washi tape. I have to say I'm probably a washi tape hoarder. But there's so much use for this. I don't mind collecting. All right, so here's most of my washi tape. Now it's somewhat organized, as you can see. I mean, I try to do it based on colors, but that's most of it. But then again, I have some up here as well that I haven't actually put away. So those are pending. And then it's not over. Let me go ahead and show you. Yeah, the obsession hasn't ended yet. So I have this box, and you guys know that I like collecting old items. I'm a vintage inspired crafter. So I actually got this box at a yard sale, and I think it probably held a saber saw based on the name on the box. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I got a few more washi tapes here. So as you can see, I've got another box full. So I'm a little bit of a collector, you might say. But this washi tape is just so pretty, it's hard for me to resist. So this is some of my washi tape that just doesn't have room in my box. And then this is where most of my tape goes. So I'm going to go ahead and give you just a quick tour of my craft room. Not too detailed because, like I said, it is a mess. Some of my vintage ephemera. Got Dottie down here on the floor. My dogs are always in my craft room with me, it seems. And then I've got a card rack, and then I've got my sewing machine station over here. And you guys know that I create for my shop. So these are packs of ephemera that I've been putting together for my shop. And then I have journals as well. And then this is a project in process. I had an idea to create a shadow box. This is an old clock, so this is a project in process that I'm kind of just thinking about right now. Here's some of my bigger items here up on the wall that I've created. I've got another vintage piece where I put some of my tags, items that I've collected. I've got boxes of old ephemera in here. So I've got old ephemera everywhere. These are projects that I'm working on, some journals that I'm working on. Let's see, now you saw my washi tape. I've got all my supplies here. Boxes of drawers of supplies, just goes all the way down. And then I've got some of my vintage tickets down here. some of my vintage game pieces. More piles. It's my cutting board here. Now I said I wasn't going to do a tour, but it looks like I'm actually giving you a tour here. So let's see. So my cutting board, more of my projects. You know, I like vintage things. This is part of my school kit that I've created. This is old paper. You guys might remember that I use these for my journals. Baskets of product, just lots of stuff. All right, and then come over here. Let's see if I can do this. So you have to excuse the mess. I said I wasn't going to give you a tour, but I'm actually doing that. So shelves, paper, vintage ephemera, more paper, stamps. Oh my goodness, lots of stuff. And I ran out of shelf space, so it goes to the ground. That old Price is Right game, more ephemera. Okay, it's not over yet. All right, so this is my laundry room, but this is, again, more shelves. Look at all those cigar boxes. Vintage ephemera, paper, more items. That's my stamp collection, part of my stamp collection, I should say. More paper. So a lot of this here is what I use to manage my shop. So, you know, I have these bags for mailing purposes here. Shipping envelopes. Let's see. More vintage ephemera. These are old. You guys might remember these. So these are old plaid stamp books. So I collect, you know, old things, and I use them for my digitals, or I actually use them for junk journals. But a lot of vintage ephemera. I even got the washing machine going on here for my table for my stamp books. All right, so and that continues to go down. Just a lot of stuff. What's nice about my craft room is you can close the door. My husband knows about my obsession with my crafting, so I'm not necessarily the neatest crafter, so it's nice to be able to shut the door. All right, so this is my cutting station. I actually have a scan and cut, and then I have my die cut here. More vintage items I'm scanning to use. And then, of course, some of my old paper. This is old office paper. You guys might remember that, but I use it for my journals. And then, yeah, it's not over. So all my stuff down here. I like to find old copy paper to use for my journals. But yeah, big collection. And then I've got my printer, and then you're coming back around. Got my card, and then, okay, this is my messy desk. So this is what I wasn't going to show you, but I'll go ahead and I'll show you. I got a lot going on. But that, for the most part, is my craft. Oh, actually, it's not. So you go under the desk. Yeah, got a new box. I just got a box from scrapbook.com. So that's more supplies. And vintage ephemera. This old ephemera that I use to create some of my digitals for junk journals. Some of my old items here. So I got a lot going on. Probably too much for my own good. But I did want to go ahead and at least share with you my washi tape collection, since some of you did ask about that. So hopefully you've enjoyed my little tour. Like I said, I will try to actually clean the room and give you a better tour to show you in more detail some of the items that I have, but at least you'll get a glimpse into my world. All right, guys, I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you again next time.